What's Bobino? What's Bobino? Good salute to East Harlem, man. Definitely salute to the people, man. Salute to Joel Ortiz. For all those that may not know, I wasn't really a Menudo fan, but some of these songs I like. Shout out to Ricky Martin, you heard. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. The game is one way. You know what I'm saying? The whole purpose of my show of Money Talk is we're getting back into the feeling of talking about money, stock, construction, jobs, education, and definitely from guys that's from the streets. Now, like I said, we're not gonna glorify the past, but we're gonna learn from the past together. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk about some stories and what was the end result, and then what was the solution. You know what I'm saying? So the money talk brings us back to the money. Because everybody didn't hustle back in the days, to be honest with you. I'm going to keep it all the way tall with you. Just because you see a picture of throwback dudes in a flick, it mean everybody in the flick was getting money. It's just that we all went to the club together. Either Skate Key, you remember the New Latin Quarters on 96, Studio 54, who knows? But everybody wasn't on the block. So we're going to have a show called Money Talk where we're talking about money and achieving greatness, you know what I'm saying? Because it's about taking that money, man. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to be gang related, you don't have to be mob related. You just got to be business savvy, business minded. We're going to have training courses where with your kids, you could walk around and before the state do it, why don't you do it where you do test runs and interviews with your kids? I think it should start at home. We all been to a job interview. Well, I hope most of us been to a job interview. Why don't you sit down with your kids to do test runs? There's a lot of places that donate high-end clothes for interviews. You could go to, there's a place called Housing Works that sells high-end fashions. They're all over Manhattan. There's a spot in Queens, and there's also a spot in, 3 spots in Brooklyn, where you can actually get good shoes, a suit, a good sweater for interviews, ties, at decent prices until you get on your feet. They got programs, but I would say if you got some money in your pocket, $100, go to Housing Works. You can get it's a high-end thrift shop. You gotta start somewhere. Start preparing yourself for this. There should be no excuses at this point. So now we're gonna have money talk. It's just like, you may not realize it, right? But for us to get a pack back in the days, remember? Our man to give us a pack, we had dirty uptowns on with holes in our pants. We always had to play a game, right? We always had to, I gotta look fresh when I go on the block because I'm trying to get some work. I'm trying to show dudes that I'm still about that money. So let's use that mentality for the interview. Let's learn how to sell ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So this is the whole purpose of Money Talk. Now we might throw it back to when we first was on the corners and how we did it, and the consequences of our actions. But then we learn from that. Most of us didn't want to be on the block, man. I know summertime is coming up. Yo, get some of your kids some working papers. Start now while America's about to open up. You see what just happened to the restaurant business. So if you plan on opening up a restaurant business, you have to really do the logistics on it because you don't know how that might play out. You're on Money Talk time, man. You know what I mean? Because a lot of our failures be, somebody might be like, I never had a job before. So I'm going to do a job interview. Yeah, start training them. It's just like on your job. When you walk past your job and your boss will come to you and go, where you want to be at 5 years from now? What's your purpose? It's like they interviewing you on the spot. Yo, Gina, what's popping? So that's the whole purpose of Money Talk. Shout out to AK. Wonderful show last night. See, when we talk about the world, it's a bigger world than talking about the 1% negative life. You see what I'm saying? And all of us got that story, but we like to talk about the 1% of our life that caused us the most harm. Let's start taking pride in the things that helped us win. You understand what I'm saying? Let's take pride in that. There's nothing wrong with taking pride in paying child support for your kids. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with being a parent. There's nothing wrong with learning how to take care of yourself. Definitely shout out to Southern Belle Wifey. So that's the whole purpose of Money Talk. On that picture, Free Fire from Douglas Projects, my man Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? You know, that picture was the 90s, man. Let's just enjoy the rest of our life, man. Let's all enjoy it together. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you don't need resources, we're going to start doing resources on these shows. You know what I'm saying? You know, I come from an era where we was getting money, man. Definitely shout out. I might have a guest on tonight. A couple of guests, you know, J.E. Moneybags will be calling in. Hopefully, Frank Luciano ain't sleep by 9 o'clock. He'll be calling in. You know what I'm saying? Because he got some things bigger than the 1% to talk about. You got some things going on, man. You understand what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying? I think because it's not about, I realized something, man. We got to have this conversation. I don't know if y'all know. See, we so caught up in the blood in, blood out and all the craziness, right? They just let 3 brothers free yesterday that was accused of a double homicide in Queens. These guys did 24 years of their life for a crooked case. Everything was misconduct. We're not talking about that. We're talking about we're not doing that, man. This just happened yesterday. They just released 3 brothers from Queens that was accused of killing a cop, an off-duty cop, and I think somebody that owned a check cashing spot. Just let them out. Now, this is how wicked the case was. This is why we got to have Crown Court TV. The witness that they had, they said, was delusional. So, you know what I'm saying? So, these guys did 24 years of their life. They're going to get a whole lot of money out of New York State. But there's other things in the world that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't want to put ourselves in those situations where we get caught up for something we don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? Obtained illegal statements. So, how we don't have statement conversations, let's not put ourselves in situations where that might come into play. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, let's get it right, people. You know, the Black Lives, like, you know, Mike Brown family asked for $20 million for the Black Lives Matter. And people may have their take on that, like why now and this and the third, but you think about it, you're making billions of dollars over a situation with my son. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all doing this together, but don't forget where it started at, and people may look at it as crazy, but this is why things go wrong, man. We begin to allow people to incorporate what we do, and then we don't get nothing, just like hip-hop. What happened with the Black Lives Matter movement is what happened with hip-hop. We create something, but we don't know the business aspect of it because we're too emotionally attached, and then bam, they do the paperwork on us. You know what I'm saying? So let's like I said, when we create these slayings, let's start taking control of our narratives, man. The reason being, we don't have these conversations. We don't believe in something. We go, well, that's dope. It ain't gonna go nowhere. Let's start believing in the things that we do, man. So we're gonna do that with the Money Talk show. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Money Talk show is about. It's tired, man. I'm getting fat here. I do this for the people, man. I do this for y'all, man. I want to see us all win. You know what I'm saying? But we're only gonna win through information. The information that we put out there. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a job. Everybody has something to throw in the air, man. You know what I mean? Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you really want to get some protection when it comes to benefits in the United States of America, just become Jewish. Do what they do in the box up north. Become Jewish. Just eat kosher foods. You change everything. You change your lifestyle change when you change religion. Sorry to say that, but that's just the way of the United States of America. But with that being said, man, That's the whole purpose of the show, Money Talk. Anybody invited in. Salute to old Borsley. I see what he's doing over there. You know, Bullet Scotty, Ice Cold Leone. You know, my man Info Minds. You know, it's information for the people. Brian Glaze. You know what I'm saying? The information for the people, man. Where the CNN? Where the new rappers? Because the rap cats is lost. So where the new rappers? So let's start doing what rapper was supposed to be. Let's be the CNN to our people, man. I mean, you may not even realize it, right? But companies like Walmart is paying people $15, $16 an hour to stock shelves. Now, it may seem like nothing, but in a state where like Alabama, where minimum wage is $7 an hour, that's $1 million to them. And they're not in the position of power. So let's stop looking down on certain jobs. It depends on where you at. It works out for you. Imagine your minimum wage is $7 an hour, but the company you work for is paying you 15, 16, possibly 20, 29. So you think about that. It doesn't matter where you work at. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, salute. I got to punch in somewhere. Somebody clock. You know, one love, man. We be on tonight. We going to be on tonight, though. 9 o'clock Central Time. 10 o'clock your time. Peace.